I posted my first Minecraft YouTube video sometime in early 2014. When exactly? I honestly don't know. I deleted a lot of my old videos when I decided to call it quits, and it's something I actually regret quite a bit. Hello, Curly. I don't know if I was embarrassed or if I deleted those videos, it would be like it never happened, so I wouldn't have to come to terms with quitting. It was probably a combination of it all. But last week, we hit 2,000 subs, and it may not be this huge number, and it's nowhere near where I want to be, but it's so much further than I ever thought I'd end up. And for that, I'm so grateful. But hitting that milestone has me reminiscing on old times. 2,000 was a number that always eluded me. I could never quite get over that hump until now. And all of that is thanks to you. Since my return, I feel like I've found my voice, my video style, my audience. And slowly but surely, we've been regaining that confidence in myself and my abilities that's been lost for just too long. While we've changed a lot since I posted that first video over 12 years ago, I still want to honor who I was because without him, I wouldn't be here today. So as we get our inventory cleared up here, if you get anything out of this episode, I hope you know that the future is bright as long as you keep believing in yourself. So with that sappy intro, let's talk about today's project as we reminisce. If you caught last week's episode, you would have seen some of the points of interest we placed around the world. And one of those points of interest was right up here on this hill. There it is, overlooking pretty much everything we're building out that way. So today, as I mentioned last week, we are going to make a shrine to our old self. Eventually, I want to make like a temple up here, one that is kind of a little bit more ornate and more in my building style that I've found recently. But for today's build, we are going to do something that's very old school Minecraft. We're going to make my old skin in a big statue, but toned down a little bit. It'll be made out of stone and more muted blocks as opposed to like a bright recreation of it to make it look like a statue looking over our town. The goal is for it to forever look over our forever world and to be a constant reminder of where we came from. So as we run through today's episode, this build won't be too bad, actually. We might get it out of the way fairly quickly. Most of the materials that I'll be using, I actually think this might be the first build we've done in forever that might just fit in one shulker box. So I'm going to try to start collecting those to make sure we've got everything. So as we're spending this episode reminiscing, I thought it might be fun to take a look at what my old intro used to look like. So be warned, here it is.
Hey, what's going on, my party people?
Aren't you glad we changed that one? Okay, it fit into 2 shulker boxes, so still probably the most compact build we've had in weeks. It actually might be the most compact build we've had since our starter base, which is right there. That may have fit into a shulker box, but we did not have a shulker box back then. I tried to give my shovel a break in between episodes, but he is needed once again. So we're going to flatten this area out a little bit to prep for our build. I hope you enjoyed the look at my old intro. And that was with the volume turned down like 50%. So you can just imagine every few days as I would post a video, you'd open that up and get your eardrums blasted out. The vibes of the videos have really changed, but I've changed. And the videos today really reflect who I am as a person much better than my old videos used to reflect who I was. Thinking back to then, there were so many great little projects that we worked on and so many things that I wish I had spent more time with. I was a part of 2 great SMPs. And I was trying to think about this today, and it's sad. I don't even remember the name of the first one I was a part of. It just completely escapes me, which is too bad. But I do remember some of the people I played with, some of my earliest friends on YouTube. I poke around their channels every now and then to see if they're still making videos or if they took time away like I did and came back to it. But most of them have moved away from it, as I did for such a long time. My second SMP was one I actually ran myself, and that was called Vision SMP, and thankfully most of those videos, well, thankfully, and not, are still up on the YouTube channel. I've got a playlist, an unlisted playlist with my whole series. Every video I recorded for that series in one spot. At the same time, I was also running a single player series, which those videos are also in a playlist on the channel. But don't expect too much out of them. But if you're curious as to what a small Minecraft creator was like 10, 12 years ago, you probably get a good idea. If you're wondering what a young Salami was like before the name Salami came into the picture, you'll also get an idea of that too. But I think this is episode 22, if I'm not mistaken, and we've accomplished a lot in this world. But to put it into perspective, I accomplished more in this world by episode 3 than I did by like episode 20 in my old SMP. We've been putting in a lot of work here. Back then, it was like a video every day or every other day, and you just built like a little bit of your build. You rambled. You moved on to the next episode. There were no fancy time lapses, no grand builds. I was playing Minecraft as if there wasn't an audience, but I had fun doing it. Even now, like, I'm a little embarrassed to say, oh yeah, those videos are up on the channel. I really don't love the idea of people watching them, to be honest. But, as I've grown and become more comfortable in my own skin, I'm okay sharing it. If anything, you might just get a kick out of it, and that's okay. Those SMPs were such a fun time. It was like my first experience with making friends on the internet. I had my friends in real life that would hop on that SMP as well and kind of fill out the roster. But to have other people that we could have conversations with and that we, knew things about, we became friends with, really created a great overall experience. And that was where a bulk of my content lied. Between my single player series and the SMP, that was kind of everything. Before that era and the videos that I deleted, I was doing a lot more. I was doing like the Minecraft Hunger Games. That was huge back then. Tried doing a lot of like mini game content, tutorials. One of my tutorial series back then got huge. It was a tutorial on how to use Blender, which is an animation software to make like a Minecraft intro. I think that 3-part series racked up almost 300,000 views. And as like a 17, 18-year-old kid, that was mind-boggling. I'll never forget, I posted that first tutorial and then I left for vacation. Maybe it was my senior spring break. It might have been my senior spring break. And we went on a cruise, so I didn't have any internet at all. So I remember getting back a week later and having a notification on my phone from YouTube saying, congrats, your video hit 100,000 views. And I about passed out. I thought that was it. I am going to be a famous YouTuber. Mama, I made it. Not quite. But it was fun. It was fun to have that experience. It was cool to have so many people recognize something that I was doing. Granted, it wasn't the part of YouTube that I loved. This is the part of YouTube that I love. Building, playing through my world, sharing it with all of you. That's really what I enjoy. I'm not much of a tutorial guy anymore. I'm really not much of a mini game guy anymore. The thing I love most about Minecraft is just Minecraft, vanilla Minecraft. I'm always happy to try new things, but I also like where I'm at. We're going to start our build here soon. After the main body of it, we'll have a lot of little decorating to do, some landscaping and things. So we'll definitely be prettying it up. And during that time, I think it would be fun to look at some of my old builds. I'll put in some screenshots as we go along and we decorate, but then you can really see how far we've come. For example, I was just flying over here to look for one of my builds to be like something like this. Would never have happened then. But as I fly over, literally none of this would have been possible back then for me. I stuck to the same old designs for every little thing I did. And if it wasn't making a little box, it was making a big box or making a taller box or a wider box. All of these kinds of builds with the different roof lines And the domes and the outshoots, the pillars, all the little detail. Granted, we had less blocks, but I hadn't quite unlocked this part of my brain yet to figure out how to do these kinds of things. This tree, if I would have seen this tree back then when I was making videos, I would have thought whoever made it was the greatest builder to ever live. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of the tree, but I'm also aware enough to know that there's better people out there, for sure. So before we hop into looking at those builds, let's first hop into this build so we can see what the old salami looked like. All right, we got the build done, and we started out with a little bit of terraforming too. Don't look over there. That will be filled in time. But we did start getting done what I want to get done, and I will expose you to this area. I'll be honest. We got about halfway to the farmhouse. What I'd like to do is continue this out a little bit more and just kind of terrace it back down to meet this level here. So that'll be the plan, and kind of build this out so it's not so dipped down here. And that'll help start our little rural community that we're going to start over there with our farmland. But all in all, with the build, I'm happy with how it looks. You can actually see it through the greenhouse here. Hey, Shy Guy, looking out over the mountain there. I think it looks really cool. I don't know why I didn't fly there. There we go. But now we need a way to get up to that build. And one of the things we could do, and what my mind first goes to, is just a staircase carved into the hill leading up. We could make it look good, but with this kind of area here, what instead I'm drawn to is doing what, like on a hiking trail, you would call switchbacks. So you'd go kind of gradually up this way, turn gradually up that way, turn, and up to the top. You see it a lot on like steep mountains and hills and things. Instead of a steep angle all the way up, you do kind of a gradual angle back and forth until you get up to the top. And that's what I kind of want to do here. I almost want to make it like a trek to get up to the top, to kind of symbolize this isn't like an established shrine or anything. It was built long ago, long ago. The world was a different place when the skin was around. And Minecraft was a lot different too. So because of that, I want to make it look like it's been here for a long time. So instead of an established stairway, we're going to go with the switchbacks. But as we're planning those out, I took the time and I went through some of my old videos, and I took the best screenshots I could of my past builds. It's very funny to see how I progressed so slowly throughout that time, compared to everything we've done and accomplished in this world in less than 6 months. But I think it'll be fun to kind of go through those and compare to what we've done here. So as I'm making this path, let's do that. So like I mentioned, let's start taking a look at some of my old builds. Fair warning, these are not much to look at, okay? But if you're somebody that is struggling with building and you feel like you can never get better, let this be a lesson that practice makes perfect. So this first build is from my first episode of my survival series. That's all I got done in that episode. 2 episodes later, we sort of finished the exterior, and this is what it looked like. This was very much my default style. Everything I would build used basically those 3 blocks. Though I can see I still kind of do those bushes on the corners of some builds, though I'd like to think we add a little bit more texture to them. The roof line was gross, but anyway. The next thing I could find for the single player series, and really the only other thing, was the storage room. Smooth stone slabs was where it was at back then. Everybody used them for everything, including myself. So in order to find anything else, I had to go over to my SMP series. I didn't build anything in my SMP series until episode 3. And through all like 20 episodes, I never showed it in full on camera. So this is the best screenshot I could get. I would always build in savanna biomes. They were newer at the time, so I was just using the new blocks, and this is what I lived in. We did have a shopping district on the server. So by episode 7, I had built this, a shop for sandstone, I think. But in between episode 3, 7, I don't know what I was really doing. I think I maybe made an iron farm. I guess I was just doing my own thing. This next one comes from episode 11, though the screenshot comes from episode 12 because I didn't show it in 11. But this was the start of like a fairgrounds project. And I had done this build with one of the other server members, Pebbles. And this was my first time ever building with somebody else on something like that. It was very fun. I remember having a lot of fun building with Pebbles on that project. And it's one of the better things I made because she was much better than me at building. The last build I have to show is like a apartment complex or a hotel I was trying to build. This was what I ended with on my series and what I ended YouTube with. It's kind of disappointing to look at now. But again, I didn't have like a good angle of it. I rarely ever showed it on camera in full. It was just kind of something you would see from my point of view as I was building. A lot of very different things compared to the incredible things we've built today. It just took some time, took some figuring out, some maturing. It was fun to walk down memory lane, but I'm glad we are where we are. All right, I think if we kind of texture these walls a little bit, maybe with some stone similar to our cliffs, I think that'll look really good. But I like the shape that that's taken. The switchback worked out. It's a little steeper over there, but not all switchbacks are exactly the same slope as you go along. It worked out. So now we have this area up here to work with. I do want to make a like cracked stone path going right here. You know what? Let's just clear this out so we know what we're working with. I hope you enjoyed that look at those old builds. Oh, how far we have come. But I think it's a great showing of practice really does help. Practice really does make you better at things. Our building style has changed so much, but the skill has also just skyrocketed compared to where we used to be. And I couldn't be more proud of that. And once we're up here and we have our path in, we will do just a little staircase up to the top here so we can pay our respects to our old man there. And up here, we'll want to add maybe a couple custom trees or maybe along the path instead. Maybe a pond, a lot of flowers. I actually really like how this is all like dandelions up here. I cleared a bunch and the wildflowers. I think we're just going to like replace them and just go crazy with all of these. We might mix it up with some cherry blossoms as well. Maybe a few poppies too, just for a different bit of color. But I really like just the over saturation of the dandelions here. Before I get too carried away, one thing I would love to do is get our commenter tree for this episode in. And I think we're going to put it right here. So let me grab the materials for that, clean up our inventory a little bit, and we'll get that commenter tree in. And this week's tree goes to Lex. Lex, thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate you. And here you go, forever in our forever world. So with that, I want to get on to beautifying this hill a little bit, adding in some trees, fixing up these cliffs, and making this look like it belongs. So with that, let's get to it. I'll be the first to admit that Stream helped a lot on this build. If you guys are interested in hanging out on stream, we have a really fun time. We stream every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We talk about a lot of things, talk about life, talk about the builds, the future of the channel, and I love hearing your opinions and getting real-time feedback. They helped with the cliffs, the tree placement, just about everything. Hope that I get across that I'm nothing without my community, and I appreciate all of you very, very much. All in all, we captured what I wanted to capture with this build. We created a nice tranquil space at the top of the mountain here. We added in a few more extra trees. All in all, it turned into exactly what I was imagining. And that is it. What a fun build that was. We added in all those beautiful trees. We tweaked the cliffs a bit. I totally missed my landing spot, so let's just plop down there. Even these like little cliff sides, the little details we added here really changed the overall look. It went from looking completely man-made to a little bit more natural. Switchbacks are really cool going all the way up. And let's head up there and take a look at what I guess are the final results for now. So as we round the corner here, we get our first custom tree, and then we're framed by these pigs and by our other custom trees walking up here. Our path is a little run down, showing the age of this shrine. And we have a few copper golems standing guard and others flanking the offering spot. This offering spot is where we can throw in some items to give thanks to those who came before us. And actually, I think he may prefer a dandelion as he's set upon this dandelion field. Man, how far we've come. Something I feel like we don't think too often about is what our younger selves would think about who we've become. I was almost half my age when I first started this YouTube channel, when I started with that skin back there. And it was so bright and jarring and didn't really suit who I was as a person. The cozy sweater fits a lot better. But thinking on that, I truly think that my younger self would look at the person I am today and be happy and be proud of who he's become. This is kind of a send-off of the past and looking towards the future. Yes, we're 22 episodes into this series and just about 5 months into our YouTube journey started again. But I can confidently say that this is only the beginning. I truly can't convey how thankful I am to all the new viewers that have come in and become a part of this community, and I can't wait to see where we take it. This was a simple build this week, but it's one I'm really proud of. It's going to serve as that constant reminder that we're doing good, that we are enough, and that younger Salami will be proud of older Salami. So with that said, I think that's going to be it for this week. This was a really fun episode to make. I hope you enjoyed taking a walk down memory lane with me. Next week, we'll be back to our normal style, our normal builds, but I hope you enjoyed this detour. So with that, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Until next time.